Warning, the following video contains strong language which may be offensive to some viewers and or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Welcome to Everything Yet Nothin. Here's a hillbilly in eyeshadow who's looking fabulous and talking about anything yet something. Get ready to chew on a blade of sweet grass and talk about a variety of LGBTQ topics to the lifestyle of a gay hillbilly. Watch out, folks. These hills don't just got eyes. They got themselves a vodcast. Now, here's T-Roy.
Hey.
You said I was starting today.
Oh, well. Okay, go ahead.
No, I don't want to know.
But hello, everybody, and welcome to Everything Yet Nothin. Tonight we have the ending of Corey's Saga.
The ending?
This is going to
Let's
be
call it a finale. Because we don't want what happened. You feel so bad if their saga literally ended tonight after the show. We're just going until now.
But yeah, well, this is his adulthood life.
Yeah, that's why we don't want to end it. Yeah.
And so we're going to get the last of his story on here. And we're going to figure out what he's been doing for the last few years. And just all kinds of stuff about Corey and his life. You have got to go back and watch from the beginning. And it is a great story. It's an awesome story. And I'm proud to call him my brother. And so how's the weather been?
Oh, beautiful. It's been rainy and stormy, and up in Springfield, I don't know if the tornado has been confirmed a touchdown, but there was a lot of rotation, a huge wall cloud, and massive damage.
Damage
From
everywhere.
Republic to Nixa to Springfield.
Yeah.
They're still without power. There's thousands
There was
of people
something
without power.
that it was from Texas to some other part. But it was really far.
But we had to, in Ozark at work, we had to take cover. And I am from, Missouri and Oklahoma, so I'm used to Tornado Alley. And I am definitely one of those middle-aged Southern Midwest men that's like, oh, wait, there's a tornado, let me go outside. And when I could see the wind blowing and the cameras, and then it sounded like the roof was moving.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm in a mall setting, like, strip mall kind of setting.
Oh, really?
And I'm in the middle of that strip mall. So I was like, all right, guys, maybe it is time to take cover. So we ended up taking cover and, letting it ride out for 40 minutes or so. And it didn't really do much in my area or our area here either.
Yeah.
Thank goodness, because we just cleaned up the limbs and stuff from the last storm.
Yeah.
And it blew our siding and stuff, our skirting and stuff, but we haven't fixed the skirting yet because the storms that were coming yesterday and whatnot.
Yes.
So we're like, what's the point if we're just gonna have to fix it on, Wednesday, Thursday?
Right.
So I guess we'll just put it off until Monday off when we do all the other work. Let's fix the siding, skirting too. But yeah, that's been the weather. Today it was partly cloudy in the morning and then turned sunny. The peas are coming up. Tomatoes are doing good. Mm-hmm. I have some dill coming up.
Planted some moonflowers.
Yeah, the hostas are beautiful.
What is the thing you said we planted the other day? That's on the porch.
I'm not sure what they're called, but they're really pretty. They're spotted flowers or something like that. Spotted polka dot plants. They're polka dot plants.
Polka dot
is what Google said.
Oh.
I mean, they have a scientific name, obviously, but they're polka dot plants. They have pink or green plants with pink polka dots, and then green plants with white polka dots. So, and those are the planters. Oh my gosh, the citronella is going crazy, so I can't wait to start propagating that, and then we're gonna have citronella everywhere. No more mosquitoes in our yard. But That's done with Kevin's garden in a minute.
But we are gonna be selling merchandise in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, the next diversity
Yeah, in November.
in November. So we're getting ready for that. And yeah, I think that's it.
Let's bring up Corey.
Let's bring up Corey. Hey, 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 brother.
Hey,
How are you?
surviving the storm.
I know, right?
It is
They were
crazy.
freaking crazy.
Oh, you
Yeah,
live
no.
up north, ain't it?
I'm in Springfield, so like
Yeah.
we literally. I mean, our area, like where we live, which is kind of weird because I'm literally like 2 minutes from my job, and a lot of like where my job is, like the lights went out. I was at work, just doing my thing on the phone. Um, But next thing you know, like the power went out and then it came back on. And then they were like, oh, everybody's phones started going off for like tornado warnings and stuff. So they
Oh,
were
wow.
like, all right, time to disperse and go into our, the storm area.
So crazy.
So we went and dunked it. Like we went and kind of, we were in there from like 9, I'd say like 9:15 to at least like 10 for like like almost 10. It was like 10 o'clock when we got back to our desks, or so
Wow.
it was pretty long. And like come to find
Yeah,
out,
it was crazy in some parts.
people had to leave after sometimes, because like their house, they were getting like calls from home saying like tree limbs had fell on their house or trees were like uprooted in the roads and stuff. And
Right.
like our area, we didn't have any issues, like nothing fell, but closer to like my job and more west and north, like got hit pretty bad. They canceled school yesterday for all of Springfield, and then today they called, and nine schools are still out of power. So
What?
yeah, there was like 9 schools still that,
Crazy.
and it's going on through map testing and all this, so it's map testing time for the kids in school. And I'm like,
Oh,
wow.
no.
Yeah, no, it was pretty crazy. Like Austina, like where she was in the middle of work too. So,
Yeah.
but
It's hard to believe that Springfield's big enough to have 9+ schools.
oh, there's more. Like this was elementary, middle school, and high school.
Yeah.
So like there was like a couple of early childhoods left. Like three elementaries, 2 high schools, and I think like 1 middle school was still like left without power. So I don't know. We didn't have. I expected to have my bike on the ground, so I've got like a bike. Um, and like during the times we had some weather, like it wasn't like as windy, but it was windy enough to knock crap over. Both times my bike fell over. Well, this time during like 90 mile an hour winds, I came home and it was still standing. I'm like, what? So I obviously knew like maybe our side of the town like didn't get hit. It was just more of like towards the center. And
Right.
so like that's kind of crazy. Like how literally 2 minutes. Like Bentley can walk to his school and it's about the same distance to my work, about a mile. So it's crazy. Like a mile radius. Like we didn't get touched and the rest did. So it's lucky.
Ain't that just weird how that works?
It is. It is. It was
It
crazy.
is. Yes.
It's like a hot jump in a skit, literally.
Right? Yeah. I lived in Corpus Christi, Texas once, and we had a big old hurricane
Mhm.
that came through, and I was getting ready to go to college, and it was like 15 minutes away. And if my friend, she was terrified of storms,
Mhm.
and she was like, "No, I ain't going. I ain't going." So I had to like almost force her to go. But if she would have went whenever I asked her, we would have been like probably dead because the tornado
Hurricane.
or hurricane demolished the college.
Dang.
There was like people that lost their lives, and it was crazy.
Dang.
Crazy. Storms are freaky.
It's a good thing she's a little chicken shit.
I mean, Missouri is just nothing but bipolar. It's literally the only state. I mean, because I'm from Texas, literally the only state that you could ever go to that's going to have like 4 seasons all up in 2 months. Like,
Yeah.
you have some winter. Like,
Oh
I
no,
remember a
it's
couple, literally
it's
like
the
2
lower
years ago.
Midwest. It's the same thing in Oklahoma. They used to say,
Okay.
if you don't like the weather in Oklahoma, just wait 5 minutes, it'll change. And then I
Yep.
come to Missouri, and they're saying the same thing about Missouri, and I know they say the same thing in Arkansas.
Heck,
So
I mean, literally
it's
2 years
very
ago, it literally like we had a tornado. Like I remember having a tornado warning. I was at mom's and Crane, and it was like the sirens were going off. There was a tornado warning, and then literally the very next day there was snow on the ground that stuck.
Yeah.
Like what is this?
Yeah.
So,
But I remember when we've had snow on the first day of spring, and I was like this much snow,
yeah,
inches of snow.
it was this year, wasn't it? Like
It was at least 12 inches now.
I think we had like it was supposed to be anywhere between 12 to 15 inches.
Oh, the one I'm talking about was a few years ago. It was like
Oh,
a decade ago.
we
It's when we
we
lived
had-
in Galena still.
oh okay.
So that was, that's forever ago.
Yeah.
Like when Bentley was running around like a little kid. Can you believe he's that old, dude?
Who?
Your oldest son.
Yeah, dude, he's literally like
14.
no, I know he's 14, but it's still scary, like him being 14, because he's got this year and then next year he'll be a preteen. Not a preteen, but like pre-teenager, like I guess almost a teenager. Like old enough to actually do things. 15, I think at 15 they let you have I don't
Your
know if you can do
permit.
part. Yep, you get your permit. I don't know if they let you do like working like minimum
you
like
can work
part-time.
now.
At 14?
Yeah, he can go get a job at McDonald's.
I don't think so. I wouldn't trust the kid with
Work in
freaking.
summertime.
I wouldn't trust the kid. He could barely take the trash out. No.
Well, they'll teach him. You know,
I know.
you know how many 14-year-olds I had to teach how to sweep and mop? And I'm like, really? Your parents didn't teach you how to sweep?
No, we teach them. It's just they don't listen. Or they're like, I can't see it. What? So
Right.
it's crazy. I mean, I think it would honestly like show him more appreciation of like why like there's times that he also has to make sacrifices like we do sometimes. I mean, we fall short sometimes. I mean, like, and so there's times where we'll be like, hey, bills were a bit tight this time, so we gotta, wait, and the struggle of having to wait because we pay him to do his chores and stuff, just to kind of get him used to like doing things on his own. I think part of it he pays for like his own like um PlayStation Plus, whatever that they have that you can do monthly subscription or something. And so it's pretty. We told him, I think on Sundays, like we normally go get his snacks because he gets his own snacks and he picks them out. And we actually made him go into the store, actually shop for what he wanted. We didn't go in, and he had to use his own debit card. So he's got like his own little Cash App card we'll just send his allowance to. And so we made him go in there to do it all on his own because I'm like, you got to get ready for this. So,
Yeah.
for
real.
And he's already like wanting to drive and stuff. And so,
shit.
Did he come out with a bunch of bullshit, or did he actually do pretty good?
It's scary, man. It's just, dang, because he's gonna get closer and closer and finally realize what we're going through. That we were just talking before the show, how it was nice, and we didn't want to believe the fact that it was, our parents were actually warning us. It's just we were tired and miserable from it.
Right.
We wanted to do things our way, but no. I
know we were literally just saying yesterday as the stupidest thing, or was it earlier? Oh, saying that, yeah.
It was literally like
I had already. Like, I had it going earlier. Oh, but yeah, totally. Like, it was the dumbest thing I ever said. Is can't wait till I grow up.
Yeah.
But also, when I was 13, I worked on my uncle's dairy farm. He was going from beef to dairy, so we were building the dairy barn and everything. And my first paycheck from him, and I made $5 an hour for back-breaking fucking farm work. Anyways, my first paycheck from him, I went to Walmart in the candy aisle and got bulk candy galore. I filled up a duffel bag. And that's why I asked you if he actually did pretty good or if he bought a bunch of bullshit, because I got a bunch of bullshit. I mean, I've always been a fat kid, so you give me like $150, you better believe that like 30 of it's going on candy. And that was back in the early 90s.
Yeah, he normally, like, what we do is we send it to him on the Cash App, and then listen, Willis, stop it. Freaking cats. So no, he actually pays. He knows, like, once a month he has to pay for his PlayStation subscription. So that, and then any other time he actually spends the money on the game system for like his game that he's playing to get cooler tech or what, I don't know, whatever it is, the extra add-on crap that you can buy. Like my obsession right now with playing Fortnite and liking all the skins and stuff that they put, but I can't really judge him for that because I do the same thing. But he typically just spends it on like the game and stuff. He don't really like going with us anywhere to like shop or anything. So like you don't really want to spend his money outside of the house other than just on his game. So I mean, which is okay, but
the good thing about this age though is with their game obsessions, it's easy to buy them stuff. Or like our nephew Zach, we just give him a $50 PlayStation card and he's good to go.
Oh yeah.
Yep. It's easy to shop for sure. Like and it's kind of sad sometimes. Like I know for Christmas, it was fun getting the boys like things because we one time we like actually splurged out. And I normally don't like buying them too much because half the stuff that I buy they normally never play with. And so I would literally only buy like a few things here and there, for them because if there's so much, they're not going to literally mess with it. So we actually splurged on them one year and we got everything, a lot. They had a crap ton of gifts to open and they literally didn't even touch them. Like they were more interested in the video games and other tech and they didn't really care for the toys, so it was like, we're not buying them toys anymore. Right. So now we buy them just, it's like, I feel bad for the toy industry because, the only ones that play with it are like kids. If they're not tablet kids.
Somebody wanted one year for Christmas and he wanted a hoverboard.
That'd be kind of cool.
It wasn't a couple years ago. It was last year. Year before last. Because last year was just happened. Yeah.
I mean,
anyways, he wanted a hoverboard. And then, like, you don't even know where it is then. And that was more expensive than getting him a freaking $50 gift card.
Exactly. Like,
that was like $200 gift hoverboard. And he's more content with, all right, well, thank you. I can spend this on my game.
Yep. That's all it is now. But, and that's what I'm saying. It was sad because you don't really get to buy, like, gifts and stuff or toys. And I think adults play with toys more than kids nowadays. Like, literally. Or they have got to collect certain different kind of toys. But it was kind of sad shopping this year because all they wanted was literally like game cards or a couple games. And so we literally got each of them a game card and the boys like another controller. So that way, whenever they're here on the weekends that we have them, then, they do their own little thing with their games and it's all right.
At least they're happy.
That's all that matters.
Right.
Or they just hibernate a lot now, though. Like Bentley, he hibernates a lot in his room.
Really?
Yep.
Getting at that age.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, at least you ain't gonna be like, hey, I got a podcast, so you go to your own.
Yep. No. You really don't have a punishment for sending them to their room whenever they're already in there a lot. Go to the kitchen. Wait, no, there's food because he'll eat you out of the house. Don't go that way. They'll go to the bathroom. Oh no, they take long showers like all the time. So, yeah. But no, I think that's kind of like, it's crazy. it's nice being a parent, and then sometimes it's like, oh my goodness, what did I do? So,
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I would be like that all the time.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, what did I do?
mhm.
Yes.
Or how did I even make it this far to 14 years without having like a whole bunch of hair on my head? You know, how am I not bald yet?
Yeah, right.
But yeah,
Yeah,
no,
that's not fair. I don't even have children. My hair's going away.
right. I don't know, but that's been life. Yeah, no, back to the whole like from then. I think we left off at the like after Job Corps, and we're going back to Texarkana or wherever I was at.
Yeah.
So, basically, I guess how one of like that's one thing I had was like, ended up having Bentley. So literally the first time I had ever done anything, because beforehand all I had dated was girls and stuff, So, but the one time that I actually went out with a dude, ended up finding out like I was pregnant and stuff shortly after, and I was like, oh my goodness. So here's Bentley. We ended up, having Bentley. I found out, moved up. Actually, when I came up, that's when I actually moved up here. Is like whenever I was like pregnant with Bentley. And I found mom was up here, and we ended up staying up here with mom. So we've literally been here for about 15 years now, because it was like a year before he actually was born and stuff. So,
Yeah.
but basically just stayed up here with mom and, had Bentley, and then eventually like moved out on my own after, he was a certain age. So like mom and Billy had their own apartment. It was still in the same apartment complex, but they had their own apartment. I had mine, and then um, ended up like hanging out. I had like a friend I had made there too, and I was hanging out with her, and well, that's where I met the other boys' dad. Um, times was getting hard. I couldn't really go back to mom's. It was hard being on your own, actually being an adult with kid and stuff. So, I ended up moving in with like her cousin, and then was there kind of playing house for 4 years until it became like chaotic and
Right.
crazy. Like, then had Asher. He actually just his birthday was on the 17th of April, so he actually just had a birthday. Yeah, no, he's getting older too. He's preteen now, so because him and Bentley are like 2 years apart. So
Yeah, he's getting big. They're both.
yeah, and it's struggle with him too because it left you. Sorry about that. My thing.
That's
My
the struggle
thing.
of the middle child right there. You
Yes,
just summed
for
it up
real.
completely. The struggle with him is
I dropped somebody's mom. I don't know who that was. I don't know. It was a picture of their mom. But yeah, no. So, and then we found out like he's autistic, so he's like high functioning, and oh man, it's a mess. So, and then after Kieran was born, he's the youngest. His birthday's coming up in June, so he's getting older. It's crazy, and he's the youngest. He's literally like the size of like a 6-year-old, and
Oh, wow.
he's tiny. But yeah, no, I just like I remember like my brother came down for 4th of July. It was like right after Kieran was born, and then like things went crazy at the place that we were at, and ended up like my brother ended up having a gun like pulled on him, like by their dad, and it was just yeah, no, I would think that was like literally like the roughest like time of like my life of regretting to like not being like who I wanted to be, and it was cool like because him and I talked and stuff like while I was staying there, and he's like I already kind of seen the signs because that I dressed like a dude all the time. I guess he was like it was more cool because of the fact that he just had something like that had like someone that had the same interest of like doing outdoorsy things or whatever. But ended up having two more kids after Bentley, and um, shortly after the whole gun incident with him, and he's like crazy. Like he don't like police officers. Like I don't understand like how I survived 4 years with this dude in a house under one roof. But um no, it's eventually like after him pulling the gun, my brother was like, you can't stay here anymore. Like literally just telling me like if me and the kids, because he knew what I was going through, like the whole 4 years of me being there. And finally, like he stood up for me, and we ended up leaving. And after that, shortly, he ended up filing for full custody for the two boys. So was having to deal with that, and
Oh, wow.
that was like the bottom. Like I remember Kieran was literally like a year old, and the dude when I had them, because I had them like from like newborn all the way up until Kieran was like um I think he was a little over one. He was a little over one, and yeah, because I remember having his birthday prior. But no, like the dude would literally like stop by my work, like when mom would watch the boys for me while I would go to work. And at the time, like I'd worked at a gas station there in town, and this dude would literally drive by screaming at like customers in the thing, yelling like calling me a chomo or whatever. And
What?
like he went off the roof. Like when I tell you this dude's crazy, he's crazy. But it's scary because he's like an intelligent, brilliant person. Like he's literally got the brains of Einstein, but like no common sense or anything like that. So very superstitious.
Thin line between genius and insanity.
True. So and like then like I remember getting served like the court papers and stuff that we were gonna go to courts. We ended up having to get like Asher and Kyrian like a guardian to the Leiden, because really they needed to have somebody that represented the boys in court too.
Yeah.
Now, whenever so during that process, we finally ended up having to go to court. At the time, because I had moved like in with some friends of mine, they were like a married couple, and I was also within this talking to another guy, and we were staying like in a 4 bedroom, trailer there, and so then like I was told that I had to like give the boys like after going to trial, um, and being living there, that kind of like ruined it. So the reason why I say it was kind of like ruined it is because the when I went to the trial, we had to do the Guardians of Leiden thing. We would have to do like meetings and stuff, and they were asking like everyone that lived in the home to check the background and stuff. And so when I went to court, they used that. I didn't have a lawyer or anything like that, and he did. He paid. I found out he paid like $12,000 for the lawyer. Um, and so basically went to court, and they end up using like the backgrounds there. Now, the dude that I was, talking to and was with, they literally like found out that he had like stole something from Walmart while working there. And so they basically used that of him being like a felon against me. And I end up having to like hand the kids over that day to the other parent. And so like they were going to put the trial was going to be a month later. So during that whole month, he had the boys and literally like played Father of the Year,
Yeah.
did things, put him in classes, extracurricular stuff, looked good. And he was really proud too. Like he told me he was going to make my life a living hell, and for leaving. And because that day, whenever he pulled the gun, he ended up getting arrested for the night and stuff. So like he was out for vengeance, and like it was crazy. And then so after having to hand him over, and then the month passes, the trial comes, and they had done they did drug tests on both of us too. And So he ended up testing positive for marijuana, and then I didn't, and that still like it wasn't really a big no. So they still ended up giving him for the whole month. After the month, he basically told them everything like that he had done for the
Yeah.
boys, enrolling them and everything. Now it's been put that I'm only so he basically got awarded custody, and I only get them from every other weekend. I'm technically not supposed to have overnights, and that comes to the fact that, like I said, the people that I was living with and the person that had theft, they used that and basically took like my overnights away because of the fact that they were felons. And so it was crazy and unfair. And I don't know if like there was money
Uh,
involved, because he's got money. Like the dude's sitting on like $250,000 right now, and doesn't even have to do anything but collect child support from me. So technically, I'm not supposed to get him overnights. And the judge had taken my Sunday away too. They I still get him for like overnights. I mean, he's pretty cool about like me seeing the kids. So if there's times I want to have an extra weekend, like he's fine with it. But it literally just, it sucks because after finding out that Asher has autism, like obviously that's a huge like thing. Like Asher needs help in therapy and other things to kind of help him out. Like he was getting kicked out of school for like hitting the teachers, throwing chairs, like, and it was literally like just basic little things that would just irk him into having like an episode,
yeah.
and it would just be something that changed for him, and he wasn't really good with change. And if something was particular, like I know he went through like a phase where he didn't like wearing his pants couldn't like fit like touch his like shoes or whatever.
Right.
So I mean, and after finding that out, like it was really hard because he ended up pulling him from school because I guess they had threatened if another teacher had got hurt, they were gonna have to get law enforcement involved, and the dude doesn't like law enforcement. Um, and now Asher is not going to school, and so he's not like there getting any kind of help or whatever. And then Kieran got pulled out of school too now. I think Kieran only went like kindergarten, and it's crazy because they are literally they're supposed to be homeschooled,
Yeah.
but I don't, and my spouse like and I have literally given them like curriculum. Like every time I'm at a library or whatever, I see curriculum, I pick it up. I'll send it with the boys whenever we take them home.
Yeah.
We've gotten totes and totes of actual like curriculum for them to use over there, and it's sad because literally like they're suffering. And when they were over here last time, like they didn't even know how to spell the word password, and Asher didn't even know what an exclamation point was, like an exclamation mark was.
Yeah.
And so it's been like super depressing and crazy because you know like I've had to like talk to my therapist and stuff about the fact of having to deal with that. So while all that was going on, like I literally was just Bentley's literally the only one that I had full time. He's like been the only one that I've had. I know it was hard on him too because I mean he went through a little bit of depression too, and then finally I guess now he likes being like a single kid and not
Yeah.
having to share. But
Yeah.
I think that was it was definitely hard, and I still struggle with it because I literally want to like get them back because we could do so much. Like we would have them in school. They'd actually get to not like the house is condemnable right now where they're at, and it's been pretty crazy having to watch all this. Like anytime we get the kids, we've documented how they look, you
Yeah.
know, to try to help. And we've called DFS on them, and really, like, the DFS worker would just like be like, everything's fine, like there's nothing wrong. And they're literally, I found out, like, they only look for as long as you have like running water, as long as you have food. They don't care about the cleanliness of the house. They just want to know if there's, basic necessities, a roof. And it's so stupid because, like, look around. I mean, I've seen what the place looked like because literally that's all I would do is keep it clean. And there was times like it would get so bad to the point like I had to get like help and stuff. Like, um, and it just got become like exhausting of just, it's crazy. But, now, um, I'm trying to, like, we're on the road because we were like, basically I was afraid of competing against money. And I can't really afford it. And, the dude has never really worked. And it's just all, like I said, like, all he does is literally, I mean, he's set. I pay my child support every month. I'm in late, still getting stuff for the kids. And I mean, it's just, I think at one point, while trying to have my life, but also like missing them, it got really hard too because, I was also transitioning throughout this time too.
Right.
So, after, having everything that's changing and then going through this, like the last 4 years, because I mean, they've been gone since Kieran was one. So the last 4 years, like, I haven't had them. And I think that kind of, like, I kept telling, like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like, I wasn't really worried about having to tell them, like, whenever, like, I actually wanted to, like, fully transition. And in fact, Bentley used to start to, like, misgender me too sometimes. And before my transition of having Bentley, I know he used to kind of like misgender me. And so, like, I thought, like, okay, maybe this is like an opportunity to kind of like tell Bentley, hey, like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna actually go through with this. He was 8 at the time, so I mean, I felt like he was finally old enough. And I think before it was kind of a struggle, like, because I was always thinking about, like, I've wanted to transition,
Right.
but I didn't know like what it was gonna do, like how my kids were gonna react. And finally, like, being able to tell him was like a huge like weight off my shoulder. And I was like, okay, I can do this. Bentley's on board, he's fine with it, he's not going to be upset if it changes. The kids, I had them every the other weekend, so it wasn't really hard for them because they didn't really have to see a lot of my like process.
Right.
I mean, and now with them being older, like, they understand. Now I haven't really forced them to like call me, anything else. Like, they're still able to call me mom. They'll call my spouse, mom too. And which is nice because, I didn't think, I mean, I'm so used to like having everything, like being able to do everything on my own and stuff, so it's definitely been different having a spouse. I mean, I struggled, before I even met her, like, with everything. So, like, I think like 3 years ago, like a year after I started transitioning, like by my second year of being transitioned, I really started to decline and hit a rock bottom. So, like, even though I was headed in the right direction and I was finally like getting the chance to be me, it was hard because, I had to go through the fact of not having the boys. I was struggling to find people to be like, I didn't think people would accept me.
Right.
Now that I had transitioned. So I struggled with the fact of, trying, like, being scared, like, okay, am I going to be accepted? And like, dating was hard, being comfortable with myself, my new self. And so, like, it's not the same because, I don't have to live the blind life. So it was kind of hard to like transition to like, you know, what do I like and what do I want? What have I wanted? Because I'm still kind of somewhat today, and it does mess up with my confidence a lot. Like, now I struggle with it just because, sometimes like it's hard sometimes, like of being okay that you're different and not having to care like what other people view you as,
Yeah.
and not actually, and it just, I mean, I've always had issues with being accepted.
Yeah.
Because I never was accepted as a kid.
Right.
Never really, and so it followed me all the way up to the point where I literally was going girlfriend after girlfriend, like things not working out and finding myself and, finding my confidence back and, dealing with the depression of not having the kids around. And it's just, it got crazy. And I got down to the point where like, and I still have the video to this day, just to kind of like remind me like, hey, but I was not okay at that point. I eventually had to, and it was around like Christmas time, like after Christmas. I got to the point where like I literally was getting to the point where I had to be put on suicide watch now. So going through that, finally, going to therapy just to kind of get everything that was like discombobulated, and I have ADHD on top of that, so it was really hard with my brain, and my brain never stopped, and so I ended up getting like anxious, depression, anxiety, ADHD, and it was just crazy. I was pacing all the time, just it was not like, and then finally, going to therapy and getting help, and just finally finding myself of like who I needed to be, not caring about what other people say, or not always worrying about like, am I doing the right thing? Like it definitely helped hitting rock bottom for sure. Because now it's kind of cool to have confidence and actually feel like who you're supposed to be.
Hello, Daniel. Sorry.
So it's definitely better now. They would have been like I mean, it would have been cool like being able to do it like right then, like I knew, but also understand like you're having to still care about what people think and respect that. So, to an extent, I guess.
It's not easy. It's not easy.
It is not. Now I can say differently. I finally found, a person that, has taught me to see myself for who I am, and,
Absolutely.
There's a reason they
literally,
say
literally no shits to give, and like it's been nice. Like I still kind of struggle a little bit with the confidence, and
I think
but
we all will.
Depression sucks.
We probably need to do a
Commercial.
Yes. Sorry, I blab so much.
No,
it's okay. It makes for good
good.
TV.
It's good.
It's so good when the guest talks because then we don't have to pull the story.
I love it. So.
Yeah. Oh, there's plenty of like. There's a lot. So.
Oh, is it my turn? My turn to shine?
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. And now, a word from our sponsors.
After these messages.
Established in 1852. Built by Judge Tompkins for his daughter Theodosia and her husband Dr. Hall. Hence the name, Hall Place B&B and Theodosia's Tea Room. During the Civil War, Judge Tompkins and the Halls moved to Indiana. Theodosia and Dr. Hall did not return to Kentucky. Judge Tompkins, however, did return and practiced law out of the home. After his passing, the home was bought and sold until it eventually sat vacant for several years until Mrs. Royce acquired the home and turned it into a bed and breakfast. In 1983, the house was placed on the Historic Registry. The Hall Place Bed and Breakfast and Theodosia's Tea Room, located at 313 South Green Street in Glasgow, Kentucky, is also a great place for a paranormal destination. It is said that a few ghosts inhabit the Hall Place. Mrs. Royce herself still watches over her beloved bed and breakfast, with its sprawling common areas, quaint rooms that are each named after the historic owners of the home, and even a billiard room. Ms. Charla Emmers, the owner/innkeeper, makes homemade jams and goodies you can pick up during your stay. She cooks a down-home breakfast every morning as well. If you are ever in Glasgow, Kentucky and want a unique experience, stay at Hall Place B&B. And don't forget, breakfast is served at 8:30.
Where country meets rock and roll.
Nashville Roadhouse Live, multi-award-winning show including Best of Branson and Best of Southwest Missouri. Nashville Roadhouse Live, the most awarded show in a single year in Branson history. The best of Branson. The best dancers, singers, snacks and drinks, and audience. For tickets, visit NashvilleRoadhouse.com or call 417-336-8742. Branson's most awarded theater and shows. The Pierce Arrow Theater, Nashville Roadhouse Live. Located at 3069 Shepherd of the Hills Expressway, Branson, Missouri. For tickets, visit NashvilleRoadhouse.com or call 417-336-8742.
And we're back!
And we're back!
Now, we can't forget, the reason that T. Rory looks, well, if he would go, so glowed, but actually the reason that his skin stays nice is because of Perfect Tan Branson. They have 24-hour access. They have 2 convenient locations, one at 220 Branson Hills Parkway, Branson, Missouri, and one at 13893 US 160, Unit 1 in Forsyth, Missouri. They offer spray tanning. They have, the reason I say he doesn't look tanned, but his skin looks nice, is because they do red light therapy. Red light therapy helps with psoriasis, helps with allergy issues that pop up. It helps with a lot of different things that even can go as deep as muscle issues.
Severus.
So check out perfecttan.com. Like I said, that is at Branson Hills Landing. Not Branson Hills Landing. At Branson Hills or in Forsyth at 13983 US 160, Unit 1 in Forsyth, Missouri. And they will not burn you. So they also have VIP, that's with the 24-hour access, where you can go in. They give you a little key fob. I don't have this key fob with him right now, but he has a little key fob that he goes in whenever he wants to. And
I go in the back door.
And he gets to tan and do his red light therapy without having to worry about anybody else.
Yes.
Taking it up. So anyways, it's Perfect Tan. Anyway, back to reality. Where were we?
Yeah, we were just talking about life now. So
Yep. Life as a grown-ass fucking adult.
yeah, 4 years later, fully me.
Sorry, allergies. I'm not sick, nor have I been smoking yet.
Dude, that was me last week, and I was, telling T-Roy too. I was like, sick. So the last video, I felt like I was literally like, because I was so tired.
I probably
it
feel
looked
like you felt it. Now.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I just remember I was so groggy through that, and I was like, I don't want to cancel you guys. I'm just gonna push through. So if the last video is all like kind of crazy and I'm all like falling asleep, it's it was crazy. But I'm much better now. now you guys have it. Don't take no NyQuil and do a show.
We took it from you. It's a lot, Corey.
Yeah,
Daniel,
no, I think I just got
poor
you
guy,
guys
he's
sick through
from
the video.
Vegas. And he's not used to these seasonal allergies. This
No.
is his second year here, but his first full year from winter to spring, and then have to deal with allergies that include plants and pollen that do not include just cactus and nothingness. What
Right.
cactus and palm trees? That's all you
Yeah.
see in Vegas.
Yeah.
And so we give him grief, but yeah, he's like, I think I have a fever, and he's like, these allergies are killing me. I'm just warm. And I was like, do you have a headache? And he's like, no, I'm just warm and my head's messed up. So we took him some allergy medicine,
And pollen
See
is
what he
thick
was-
here.
have like little drippers right here. It's like we're like, blow your nose.
Yeah, no, and pollen is thick here. Like I remember one time, like, washing the car, and literally right after washing the car, it was like a magnet to all the pollen. Like we just washed that thing. It was
Yeah.
crazy. There was so much. Yeah, no, it's
I
been
know,
crazy. And
you
then I
go
think
out here,
I
your
think-
car, no matter what color it is, it looks like a greenish yellow or yellow
yes,
green. When
yes.
when Crayola came out with yellow green, they just went outside, looked at their car, and was like, Holly.
Yes.
Speaking of Daniel,
Daniel's home. As you can
Yeah.
tell. Odin's going crazy.
Right.
So you were showing me some merchandise
Yes. So
of yours, mates.
yeah, so a friend of mine, we have our own little community, like of our LGBTQ friends, and my friend, we were friends, and then now we work together too, and he's my bud. Him and his fiance actually like make stuff and sell stuff on like Whatnot. It's the app that you can get or whatever, and you can auction things. They sell like a lot of stuff on there. But no, my friends, they like if you do have the Whatnot, they're like Stitch Rainbow. They do like live shows on there, and they sell like cup wraps. Like mine is Harry Potter Yoda.
That's
They
cool.
also do like straw. These are like straw charms.
That's cool.
With different like decals. This is your Yoda in the mouth shape. And the stickers are pretty cool. Like this is my wife's Harry Potter, and you get like a whole sleeve, and you can put these things on, cups. You can put them on, like laptops, anywhere a sticker can pretty much go. And it's all pretty cheap too. They make pens. Like, I have there's a like bead pen, and I've seen these a lot everywhere too online. Before even knowing that they do it. But no, they sell a lot of their stuff pretty cheap. I think the pens are like anywhere between and then the decals are like $3 too, I think. But no, it's not really expensive. They run sales on there. But no, my wife, she'll probably eventually start doing her jewelry on there. And then I thought about doing like pops, because I see a bunch of people on there like run pops for like $1, and it's pretty crazy. So, but yeah, no, that's kind of a little side thing I do. I have like 3 jobs.
That's awesome.
Or will have 3 jobs. So, but no, that's the
Awesome.
It's kind of what they do.
Well, it has come to that time. How time flies when you're
It does. When you talk a lot.
talk.
I'm
well,
sorry.
talk a lot on here, but yeah, we see lots of talking enough in real life, IRL.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
We're
know.
family, and we need to reconnect.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, no,
We
we
need to get
for sure
together
do.
sometime and maybe
We
do a
definitely do.
Like
It's
I
kinda
work,
what
I live work halfway between us.
Yeah.
You know, in Springfield, we live here, and I work in Ozark.
Yeah.
So
I've probably passed you in Ozark.
Yeah.
oh yeah, plenty of time.
Yeah.
Off of Fremont Hills.
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
I appreciate it though. Definitely if I like had any advice, but for for other people after doing this, for sure, like do what you're supposed to do, like what you want to do, and just be you, and don't worry about what other people say or do or think. Um, it's more joyful living the way that you want to live. So
Yes.
just forgetting about all that. So, but yeah, I
Absolutely.
appreciate you guys for letting me do this.
Oh, we appreciate you coming on. Like, it's been a blast.
Yeah.
Like, it's been so wonderful catching up and hearing about you, what you went through in your lifetime, and your story is just absolutely magnificent.
Yeah, no, people like for sure. If anybody has questions,
and it's hard to find that.
Yeah. And I mean, and if anybody has questions and they're going through it, like they can definitely, find me on Facebook, message me or something, and if they got questions, definitely can answer. So I'm an open book. I'm not really one to like. I've learned to just be straight and upfront, and it's been pretty cool to have actually honest opinions and
yeah.
Like
That's us being homosexual. Like it, we have had so many questions, and we don't mind. I mean, if you have questions, I would rather teach you something.
Yeah.
Than to you to judge. Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
So if you have a question and you want to know, and the biggest question that we get as gay people is, who's the boy and who's the girl? And you know my answer is to that? Nobody's the girl. That's the whole point of being gay. We both have penises.
Right.
And of course I know what they're asking. But like, I don't give them that satisfaction. I make them ask the question that they want to know.
I mean, I think
about it. None of us have girls because that's the whole point.
I think mainly the most question that I get asked now. I mean, because really, like, you really can't tell that I was ever, once a female, and so I guess like whenever like it's a shocker to tell people, and they're like, nah, they don't believe it, and they're like, well, what'd you look like before? So like. And then their mouth their mouth I literally show them the picture that y'all use on the photo here. So their mouths just drop and they're like, no. I know. So I mean that's definitely
that's awesome. I'm glad that you feel accepted within your own skin.
Oh yeah.
And you are proud of yourself and you hold yourself up to a standard. And you should always do that because you're freaking awesome.
And we love you.
And we love
you. No, I love you guys too. And I appreciate it for sure.
But thank you so much for coming on. And we will talk to you in a second.
Okay. Sounds good.
Love you.
Love you.
What did he say? Daniel's going to get mad because we keep using his mouse.
Well, there you have it. If you are feeling a certain way and you feel like you need somebody to talk to, there is a line, call 988 or text 988 or call 1-800-273-8255 talk.
And 1-800-273-8255 or 1-800-873-TALK.
Oh, wow.
That's what I said.
You are so good at that. You should get paid. I'll pay you later. So, anyways, reach out to somebody, listen to them, lean on somebody if you need to lean on somebody.
You're never alone, and if you feel like you're alone, then you can do what we just said. Text 988 or call 1-800-273-8255, 1-800-273-TALK.
Don't give up on yourself because you are worthy of life.
Everything in life will pass.
Absolutely.
This is just... Suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem.
And it hurts so many people whenever that happens.
You might feel better, but everybody you love does not.
They are crushed and they fall to pieces, and You don't want to do that to anybody that you care about and truly love. So hold yourself up to a standard. Love yourself no matter what, inside and out. You are beautiful, fabulous, and absolutely amazing.
Please like, follow, and share on Everything Yet Nothing podcast at Everything Yet Nothing.
Peace and love.
And chicken grease.
Cheers.
Thank you for joining T. Roy and a special guest here on Everything Yet Nothing. Tune in next Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central for another episode you won't want to miss. Until next time, be a rainbow in someone's life.